How did the inspiration for the Global Positioning System guidance come to you? Well, I might surprise you, but I consider myself an excellent co-pilot. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel, Sports Mechanics, it's Nicholas and today, I present to you the new Citroën C4 in this 2025 edition. As usual, we go around the car, we try on all types of roads. We are here in the south of Spain with Mount Serra just behind me. For those who follow the channel well and who pay attention each time, do not hesitate to put in the comments which car we came to try. If it is the same with this place, it's my spot here. I like it because I find it pretty. We will do a little road, we will do 2-3 little plans because just it's nice, and we will have someone who will come join us in this video. The lady who said hello there, I might take her for a ride. We will see if it's nice. The new Citroën C4 is therefore available in C4 and in IC4i for the 100% electric version. We will see if we have a little time in this video to be able to give you a quick test, mainly in town, since it is mainly aimed at this type of people. Long trips aren't really its forte. Even though we have a relatively decent battery, according to what they say, we will talk about it at that time. But thermal and hybrid version. It's not real hybridization, but a kind of improved start and stop. It's an improved micro-hybridization, let's say. In terms of engine, we find the old PureTech 130 horsepower, 1.2 liter engine, which is quite well known in the group for having had some defects. It's not the one I would recommend to you. Rather, the new 1.2 engines that have just arrived, which are this time called hybrids. We are testing the 136 hybrid version today. I preferred this one because for me, it is still a big car and the most logical choice rather than the 100 hybrid version. The 136 horsepower engines use identical engine blocks. It's just a mapping that is reviewed differently. So basically, it's the same thing, but since we don't necessarily reprogram our car, it's better to have the factory output with maximum power, which costs a bit more. The 130 horsepower PureTech version does 0-100 in 9.4 seconds compared to 10.7 seconds for the 100 horsepower and 8 seconds for this one. It offers better acceleration and more torque. These hybrid versions have a fairly large 0.9 kWh battery while 1.2 kWh battery, but at Renault it's still much more advanced. We have significantly more power here, with only 28 horses added to the thermal engine. That gives us a total of 136 horses. It's not an additional add-on. Make no mistake about it. It's advisable. This one and a few phases in 100% electric. When we're going to release, we'll see what it gives even when we release the pedal. It's quite specific on this car. Then we will find two electric versions. The version with the old battery and the old engines. The 136 horsepower, 50 kilowatt battery, old battery technology, old engine technology. Similarly, it's not necessarily the version I would recommend to you. Go rather towards the new ones unless you have a good deal with your dealer, because these are the old packs, etc. If you have a discount, why not? But also think about the resale. I'd recommend the 156 horsepower version with a 54 kilowatt battery. It's better to have the new technologies. So a slightly larger capacity, 4 kilowatt hours, doesn't make a difference as we would think, but in the end it plays a lot because new engine and the batteries are also different, so the advantage is that there will be more kilometers and better efficiency. 354 kilometers announced in mixed for the previous one and 418 announced for this new battery. With this 156 horsepower combo, it's more power and more autonomy, and at the same time something more modern. So there you go. I think the choice is quickly made. It will be available in the U-Finish, which will be the entry level, as it happened on the new Citroën C3, the C3 Aircross. I make a video, you will know that first, but we have an embargo. We do not have the right to talk about the C3 Aircross, but it is coming soon, early February. Subscribe to the channel so that I can talk to you about it. We will therefore find the U version, the Plus version, a business version for professionals, and also the Max version today. We have this one in Max version, that is to say all the options, the driving aids, etc. in a beautiful finish, the maximum of comfort. It's a car that measures 4 meters, 35 long, So that's still a kind of sedan a little bit. I don't really know how to characterize it. In fact, it's still a little bit high. It's rather typed sedan, the C4. So 4M35 AM, 82 wide without the mirrors and a meter 53 high at the level of the point we are at, about 1,300 kg plus or minus 30 kilograms, depending on the engine between the old PureTech and the new is also the new version of the 1 liter 2 comes with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. At the time, it was the EA8. Now it's the DSC6, and which is different and which reviewed to work with this hybridization, and the electric version, it will weigh 1,600 kilograms, a little heavier. Therefore, with the battery pack, and in these hybrid versions, we can tow up to 1,000 kilograms also with a braked trailer. Little thing I like is that the tank, they did not put a too compact 50 liters of gasoline. We can put more diesel version. Too bad for a car of this style there, because it was cars that are very nice to drive. We will see it later in terms of rim sizes. We have 16 inches or 18 inches. We can even have hubcaps in 16 or even in 18. And also the aluminum rims as we have today. Today, in terms of exterior colors, I present to you this new glass, the Manhattan Green, which is here. It will be available in 6 colors with a choice of 3 different upholsteries for the interiors. The front of this new Citroën also marks the future of the brand. Look at this, it changes things. The optical blocks are completely different. Before we had 2 large lines, one top, one bottom, with an optical block in the middle. Now, they are separate, so we put a bar here, we put 2 bars there, we put a bar there. There are a lot of bars. It's very horizontal. Here it goes up a little bit. It's inclined, so everything is not necessarily well parallel, except for this one, the LED lights behind. Of course, 100% LED signature on this car. And so we still have an alignment with there, but it's the same. Here, it's not really in the shape of a chevron. It's lines that are vertical. We have the new Citroën logo here. While it integrates a camera there in the center, I admit that I am a little mixed on the location of this camera because it would have been better there. But then there was that, the bumper, or I don't know, what do you think? That there, I wouldn't have put it there. The hood, which we know is Citroën, has these 2 hollowed out parts here. Under this hood, there will be either the old 1.2 engine, the new 1.2 engine, or an electric motor. Only available in front-wheel drive with no 4-wheel drive or diesel options. Then we come back, we have a painted part here. We find the chevrons, however, on the lower part. Here, the driving assistance sensors with adaptive cruise control are combined with the cameras located up there. Well detector for automatic windshield wipers, etc. We find versions here with small kinds of little clips that we can put on the car everywhere, like on the new ones, to personalize one's boat a little bit, which are in gold here. On the bottom, we find a kind of small blade that looks like aluminum, but is made of plastic. And the fog lights, very practical, also on the sides, all the way down in the corner here, also in LED. The car measures 14 feet and 3 inches long, making it a sizable vehicle. It's convenient for parking in a garage, with dimensions of 6 feet wide and 5 feet high. Rims come in either 16 or 18 inches. The styling follows a recent trend among brands, featuring plastic wheel arches to give it a crossover look, which has become increasingly common. Even on sedans, they try to do it. I liked it when everything was painted, but it contrasts a bit and makes the wheel arches look bigger because we have an even bigger circle, similar to the tire color. So disc brake here, rear disc brake as well. Aluminum rim today in 18 inches. We have 3 styles of rim, as I was telling you. On the side, the mirrors, we know them from Citroën. They are the same as on all other models. Fridge type handles here. We can have it in 2-tone as we have today. So we have 6 colors plus 4 2-tone versions. So this one, the red, and I don't remember exactly, but several 2-tone solutions. The gas cap is on the other side. And this look here, a little bit of a sort of coupe, it's well rounded. And this spoiler that is placed on the glass, which in fact, when we are inside, is in the middle, little 3/4 rear shot. Because, you know, I love the 3/4 rear. And on this side, in fact, when I am middle 3/4 rear like this, it's quite special. We have something that is rounded from parts there. But when I put myself in your place, in fact, what is good is that here it makes vertical and with roundings, but there is really a lot of stuff. So between this spoiler that is placed, but this is a piece of glass we see through when we are driver, so we see below and above. So this is for the aerodynamic side. You know that when we cut straight like this, it's better for the airflow and it makes less turbulence and it's smoother. So we have that. Plus this part also, we have widened with the strip to widen the car. And it's true that it does look quite massive. Then we find this new light signature in sort of Y, so 2 lines plus. Finally, there are 2 lines here also. I thought it was 1 here. So double but with a different spacing. 100% LED rear lighting. Fortunately, on a 2025 car like this, full rear, so we see this car well placed there. Let's go. They are much more bulging. It's quite massive. I like it. And the fact that it's in a 3500, why not? The C4 noted on this side. Citroën, which is now noted there. That's also original. We didn't have it before. It's a sticker. I thought it was painted. In fact, it's very thin. It's placed there in sort of aluminum color. Everything is painted than plastic. So the plastic is not worse for people who bump into you. It costs less and it hurts less when it's paint. Then on the bottom, we still have the double exhausts. Here it is very, very rare to see the exhaust. In addition here, it's not an exhaust embellisher. It's a real one. And at the trunk level, I know you're all waiting for this. Every time on this side we find 380 liters of space. We're going to move the foot here. I need 2 seconds. What kind of animal is that? But it's comfortable, huh? Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. Well, except when I'm disturbed. Well, I'm out of here. Excuse me, madam. I say it's therefore 380 liters of loading in this trunk, where we can see that we can fit a small bag, a large hiking bag, and madam. Madam, I apologize. The carpoolers. They have changed, but you know, we measure in Nico, not in Clémence. Well, the Nico. Normally here, he comes in, but excuse me, madam, but no. In reality, it passes. There is still space. I want to get out, please. So at the level of the rear seats of this car, what does it give? We have a door that looks quite light. It opens with an angle, I think, almost 70 degrees, which normally allows to enter quite easily. Even for a small baby seat, install the machine here, clack, clack, and the thing inside. Top taser Isofix on the sides. We have seats, as it's the Advance Comfort, which are all padded there. They're here. So with the over stitches, then that on the other hand, is something that we really feel at the level of the buttocks when we sit, or the back. If we in t-shirt, we know we really feel the square. In fact, then either it inspires you and you say, I want to have the same abs as this thing there, which can be not bad for this summer, or otherwise you say, I just want to enjoy. And it makes a kind of little massage in the back. The door here, all in plastic except this little part here, white, or it's a kind of fabric that makes courses. We will find the same parts at the front. The bottom is in plastic. The armrest here, a kind of little sky. The electric windows, unfortunately, do not go down all the way, just installed inside, and right away I feel something very comfortable. The rear window, I would have liked it to go down more, as it's more practical when you want to rest your elbow. I go up and we still have the descent and the automatic rise. At the level of the knees, this is my driving position. I have space at the level of the knees and the head. I am 1.80 meters and I do not touch the ceiling. On the other hand, this part comes down a lot, and when I turn my head, I see the airbag here. I would have liked to have a little more space at the level of the head. At the level of the seat, it's very comfortable. The backrest is comfortable and fluffy. As I said, we feel this texture. I can spread my legs and I have space. The rear windows are quite large. We are not badly installed. We have a little bit of support. We will see later on the road what it gives. We have a central tunnel with a USB Type A port. We will see after the air conditioning. I can just adjust the airflow, not the temperature or the speed, but the airflow. 2 vents here. This big central tunnel has straps for the belt buckles. The belt is mounted directly on the bench, which folds in 2/3, 1/3. The armrest is absolutely not practical. It hurts a lot around the nails. A small strap would have been good here, a little loop to get it out. The cup holder falls directly into the elbow. That's a bit of a shame. I have to put my elbow back, which twists my back a little. Ergonomists, what are you doing, buddies? That's a little bit of a shame. We have the ski hatch, so we can open access to the trunk, for example, to get out the plug. I produce tablets there. That's rather practical. And so the bench that folds down in 2/3, 1/3 as I told you. So when I fold down like this, the belt will be here. Otherwise, it will be blocked behind the seat if we close. So maybe a little hook that would have been good there. But we don't have the flat floor when it's in the low position. Otherwise, we can raise the floor. In the trunk, to be able to align with the bench when we fold down just here, the middle place, I come to push myself. Oh, the comfort. This middle place is even more comfortable than the seats on the side. When I come in, look, so there I have room. You saw everything that falls in. In fact, it's super comfortable. What's a shame is that it contrasts enormously with this backrest, which in the end is the armrest and is very firm. Whereas here, I feel like I'm at home in a very good sofa. There I hop and insert myself and it feels good. Even if I sit straight, my hair rubs a little bit. I think it's maybe a microphone for communication. The LEDs rub a little bit on the top. I have space at the knees and feet. If I put my feet there, it's not very comfortable, but we have a little bit of space anyway. On the sides, there are pockets to put your phone. The lower pockets are large and we have them well. On both sides, in short, it's rather not bad for the back. Let's go. Let's discover the front, see what's happening there. She will join us right after for the interior and the driving of this car. As usual, before getting inside, I take you for a little tour of the car because I like it. I may have parked a little too close to the palm trees, but I like to show you all this, and especially there, these shapes that we see even better, precisely in motion. Like this. When I go up, I go down. This spoiler here that is set, this very massive rear. And it almost even makes I don't know if you've seen, but seen like this, it almost looks like a Tesla Model Y on this part there. There we go around like this. There we have our friends from Caradisia with another car there. It's 3 Aircross that I'm going to introduce you to soon. They are filming. And here is the interior of the front. So we have plastic parts that are a little bit foamed on the top part that resemble the plastic of the back, but that are foamed this time. Then we have these ones that are not foamed at the bottom. On this side, we have a kind of sky here with the fabric strip like at the back. Same, a little bit of foam just here, and the window and mirror controls. The small handle, very simple. What to put a small bottle of water, so I'm not sure here that the 1.5 liter bottles will fit. All this part is also basic plastic, but with a small texture. Honestly, it's enough door sill in this way, quite wide, which even allows to put feet or others to enter or exit in the seats. So German discomfort, which are really comfortable with the same padded texture like this. And I don't know anymore what it's called when it's, I don't know anymore. I don't have the term anymore. Gray, white and black. We can have full black interiors also. So it will depend on what you want, manual seat. So manual height adjustment, just like the Advance, we have 2 pedals since it's a hybrid car. So brake pedal, accelerator pedal. We open the hood on this side here. We have the adjustment of the head-up display on the height. Here the lights, and I will be able to come to insert myself inside, move back to the maximum, and here is what it looks like. So they're just switched to energy saving mode because since earlier it was started, I have the trunk that is not closed properly. It's not very serious, and here is what it seems. And I love when this little screen comes up, and so it makes my head-up display that you see inside with the speed, and it's the driving, the GPS and others. So here is the driver's point of view when you are on board this Citroën C4 steering wheel. It's what ensures the new ones. So they're here. All this is a full part. Here it is the key small strip here, a little bit brighter to bring a touch of brightness to this steering wheel. The steering wheel is quite large. We have the screen, which is still behind the steering wheel. It's not like the new C3 where precisely it's on the height a little bit like at Peugeot. Here, this screen, we will be able to customize some information thanks to the button here. So at the level of the animations, we looked at attention. It's now, it's your moment. We have the right to power. So this is the power gauge here when we are going to drive. We don't have contours. We will try to look for it later. You will see. But there are none. This is the engine running. It feeds the battery. And then we can drive in electric high. It's to see how the car reacts. Then your menu. It's the GPS. The GPS, we have a guidance also here, as we can see on the central screen. This is for driving aids. So here we can see the steering wheel is lit up in green when the aids are activated, and with the distance from the cars in front of me, and if there are other cars, and if it's activated. Then Here we can see the consumptions, for example, the last consumptions that were made, the average speed, and at the same time see what happens, plus our speed. And in any case, we have our speed on the top part, right here, every time. We have the information on this side of the fuel reserve and on this side, the mileage of the car. On the other side, this little button allows you to see the people who have driven up to now. And to have the consumptions, and we have 2 trips here, and also instantaneously with the consumption and in electric. On the steering wheel's right side, there are multimedia controls for volume, phone hang-up, voice command, and radio station scrolling. The left side has driving aid controls to activate cruise control or the limiter. I press assist for the regulator, limiter to activate or deactivate, and faster, slower, or OK when it reads the sign at 70. It's going to ask you, do you want me to go to 70? Okay, if it reads 90, if you are at 70, you say, okay, it's going to go to 90. Automatically behind you have pedals. More to the right, less to the left, that's for the gearbox. Since we have a 6-speed gearbox, as I was telling you, on this car, the steering wheel is adjustable in depth and height. On this side, an air vent. We have the same on the other side, so it's quite symmetrical. The dashboard turns a little bit towards me slightly to be able to make sure that it's me, the boss. It's me, it's my car, turned a little bit towards me so that I have a better visibility also on this screen. Touch screen, like all cars these days, we have a shortcut key home here. We have a shortcut key for driving aid and to deactivate the overspeed alert, which is now mandatory and very annoying. So thank you for doing that, car, and I just deactivate here. It's really handy. All the shortcuts are here. We have an application wall with the car's applications, settings, etc. It's something quite simple. And this one, we also put it as a shortcut here. We have games and everything that goes well. And return to home button, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, available little thing. I would like to point out, because I know that we watch my videos also, it's this. So this part is there. They already look at all the fingerprints that the car is new and it was washed this morning. So as soon as I put my fingers, I have fingers that mark a little bit. It's actually, look, it leaves fingerprints really, really everywhere. And when I drive, as the screen is far away, that if it had been there, it would have been more practical there. I really have to stretch the finger and arm. Stretched as soon as there is a small bump, it does that. So I have to wedge myself there, or else I have to do that. And if I do that, I hide the screen. So there I am, more practical. But in fact, that this thing will always be dirty unless you only stop the tip of the finger in this way, because the screen marks him little. The volume here, and the same for the volume. Even if you do that, in fact, it will not go loud all of a sudden. Look there. I do that, it will go up by 2 or 3. In fact, you will have to turn a lot unless you do it gently. In fact, it will turn a little more this way, but you must not want to go fast. Otherwise, you have to press directly on it to cut the warning button just here. Vehicle lock, 2 vents in the center, then the block. Thank you Citroën for having left a really physical block. The air conditioning here, the auto mode here, if I want the temperature in bison. So each one, its zone, it's written all the way up here. So look, it's really discreet. I like it to be discreet. And on my side, also, I can synchronize the 2 air recycling front fogging, rear fogging, and the ventilation below. We have an induction charger. Since we are on the highest end version, here, a USB port. It's to connect the phone. And on the other side, a USB type A. But that's just for charging. When you put your phone here, it will light up in green, not charged by induction. Here the key looks like it's key, really very basic. As we have known in the group for years, small storage bin here, and especially the secret hiding place just below. That's rather not bad. I like what, frankly, it's well hidden, practical. The 12-volt socket to a cigar, there you are. What, to put your phone here? Hop, yes, the master. It's not bad, but no induction charging here. The charging by induction is up there. This way, it normally charges and lights up. This way, the gearbox. Here, foot on the brake to move forward. I push like this to go back. It activates the cameras. So sorry for the no cameras there. Since the trunk stayed open, parking here, the drive mode. I have 3 drive mode. The mode, sport. The normal mode, the eco mode. So what will change in sport mode? Look at the meter. There we go to normal attention. Wow, attention, eco mode. Eco mode, big, it's just displayed there. Nothing happens at all, no animation, really, very, very basic, the brake. Parking brake here, so the hand brake of the time, which is now the little finger brake, a storage here, double cup holder, and we find a storage here, an interior under the corridor which slides. It's rather a good thing. Cable there, I close that and seat that I showed you. On the water we find this part, so which is clear that it feels good. It brings brightness in the cabin. We have the lighting, so it's still real touches like that. We can see that it's bulbs. We're not yet in LED. A little bit of a shame, the belt's all well buckled. His belt, the SESOS button, and the assistance just here, the rear view mirror, big rear view mirror, very basic plastic edge. However, it is still and to chrome. It turns off by itself on this side. The mirror, a small card holder, no lighting here. Up there, it's a little bit foamy that we talk about then there. The sound system of correct quality, nothing exceptional. And it's not too bad, it's also foamy that we have this very specific texture there. Glove box here, so plastic part on the bottom. I press here to open, however big advantage of this glove box, which is extremely deep. Look at the size of a vest, like that goes in entirely, so we can even put bottles of 1.5 liters here without too much trouble. And that remains a real advantage, and especially second part on the top to store, for example, the maintenance books, etc. That's great. Well, let's go try this car. On the road, I call my co-driver who comes to join us. Let's go. Hello, Clémence Nico. I don't know if we've already seen you in the video. I'm unsure if I had mentioned it before, but I really like Clémence a lot. Maybe you've seen it in the intro, so I might be fired, but not fired. But maybe I'm there, exactly not there. Welcome. Anyway, thank you. Listen, I'm super happy, me too. So I don't know if I'm there or not, but in any case, I'm happy. Me too, it makes me happy. It's been a long time since we saw Clémence. Yes, it's to start 2025 off well. Happy New Year to those who have learned from good years. Lots of good things, all that. Perhaps Clémence will be inspired to join our team this year. She doesn't do a thing. She's always out and about, left and right. You see her on Turbo, everywhere. On her site, the Jolivus' Angels. She does a lot of things. Clémence, she's even busier than me. Today, I caught her and brought her back here. I know you've been asking for her for a long time, so we are now on board this new C4 with a slightly revised interior. That we presented there, we are going to hit the road with this new engine from the Stellantis group, the new 1 liter, 136 horsepower hybrid, which is a kind of improved micro hybridization, as I explained earlier, with a battery of 0.9 kilowatt hour, which still brings us 28 additional horsepower, so we will see what it gives drive. You see, what is funny is that since earlier we were in parking, the air conditioning and everything, it has been running since earlier. And now it switches to electric. We switched to drive, and it just turned off. So does it start in electric? I think so. It starts in electric. We are in complete agreement about going fully electric. There is no doubt about it, given the silence and even in feeling. There's a photographer there. Do we shoot him? No, don't crush. It makes people beautiful. On video and everything. Wave. No, too late. Not good. We're leaving, Clémence. Well, you still know this hotel? Yes, it's true that we've already been here. Do you think people will be very, very strong and recognize this place? It was done with a Spanish brand, and we came to give clues about something that was coming up like this. What is this thing that was coming up like this? It's like Montlhéry, but not in Montlhéry, because at the time there were a lot of autodromes in the world, and Montlhéry is still one where there were the most records, but there were a little bit everywhere. The engine just restarted. We heard it, but honestly, it's very soft. I think it's to the left, the suspension. So what I like, you see, is this suspension. We'll see later on the small holes what it gives, but I find the car comfortable. It's still the trademark of Citroën, so if we have an expectation, it's that one. It's supposed to be super comfortable. Exactly. Clearly, if we got the side wrong, in fact, we had to go to the other side. Well, yes, but I don't know my left and my right, so I was looking at the other side when I told you, yes. Thank you, but no problem, it makes us discover. You tried and love trying the roundabout? We'll retest that later with more dynamism. We tried the roundabout, it's perfect, it behaves well. At low speed, it's fine, we didn't mistreat anyone. To the right. Yes. The turn signal honestly stresses me out a bit every time. This turn signal, but I like it. I think it's a round noise, a bit vintage. It's a little bit vintage, but it's a little bit intrusive in the cabin every time, I think. I prefer discreet cars. For instance, I'm currently driving a Mazda, which I enjoy for its discretion. I don't know if you've seen, there's a kind of mode B and a kind of engine brake that comes, and it regenerates electricity for me. You didn't include any text for me to shorten. We don't have 1000 mode, we're in drive, and when I release, he is very strong. You need to see the 1000. Does it do the same? It's always the same. So the 1000, I'm not really sure what it's for. Often, it's a 500 a B. A B? Brake? 1000, you don't have a pallet. Yes, there are pallets. Ah, you have pallets. Ah, 1000, it's manual 1000. Ah, yes, it's manual. You are too strong. I should hire you more often. 1000, there was a clue. It's often that letter there. It's from the manual. I will introduce it to you kindly, so I don't know what you think about the brake mode. Well, no, which is not a mode here, but I find that it is the year either. Really, it seems a bit strong here in eco mode. Do we still have it in eco mode? Eco mode, we necessarily have it. It's a bit like the card. We still have it sport mode. What we still have, we relaunch. You must have it less the same. It is the same. Very strange, but a bit strong. I am mixed on me. I like to see also, yes. But it's like that. In addition, I find that you drive as ecologically as possible when you play a little with the freewheel, while when you have a brake mode too strong, but you can't. You lift your foot. You are at a stop. It's a little boss there. All that because as well, filter, well, even the seats. They have a little bounce like a little bit of hotel mattresses. The seats are very comfortable. That's good. Here for the comfort of the suspensions you drive so slowly that I almost want to tell you we have trouble testing. Well, Clémence, to tell you the truth, it's a 30 zone and we were at 27 and that's what a 30 zone looks like. It's called hell on earth. Exactly. And I admit that on a bike, I ride at 30, 32 when I'm with a good bike. That must hurt. It's never happened to me to be overtaken by a bike. Yeah, I do it often, even on an electric scooter, sometimes. Unbridled, that are not at all legal, but we often see others that are now and that exceed. A little Dodane, then it's a shame. In France, we don't have cute little Dodanes like that. You saw how we have mountains, it's a little rounded. A little Dodane, a cancelled. No, we have mountains, as we call the baby of the soul. I know, it's just that we got up at 4:30, so it turns off. Stop, we're going to look like idiots, of course we know. Huh, my neurons are in decline. It's just that once I was like this with a girlfriend, we stopped in France, and if there's a duck that went quack quack, and we wondered what the quack quack of the duck is called, a duck that when canis. I know it, stop time is stopped at the big of Dan in France. Is this the zone beware? You feel that he was good, that the baby gives a donkey. Well, listen, we knew it's just, we got up at 4.5. Yeah, all that to do this because we've already crossed the whole island of France. Then we took a plane to get here, and there you go, Clémence. It's too early now. It's too early. It's okay. So we feel that she's leaning quite well. Yeah, but we still feel stable. You're going to do even more nonsense. She's really leaning well on the front part like that. So the Donald is a little bit in cont. So I do it a little bit more on the outside. Please, there you go. It's not good. We feel it a little bit. Me, it's not bad, huh? And now it's there the exit. So wait, because you have to put a little bit of rhyme to this. Oh no, I hate when he does that. I love it. Come on, stop. That doesn't hold up too badly. I'm going to throw up. Please don't swear on the channel, Clémence. You should apologize. I'm sorry, but he's annoying. He's annoying. So the handling is not bad. You saw it still holds. However, she really depends on us greatly here. Ah yeah, it's a catamaran. It was funny. He's really a child. We need to test in all conditions. Tell me if you agree with me that we need to test in all conditions. The new 5 has raised hatred in me, but it's not the same to test in all conditions when you're driving or when you're a passenger. Excuse me, Clement. I will then take his hand if you wish. Do you want to see Clement drive? I didn't hear anything. She doesn't have a license. But Clement, you told me to go. Where do we have to turn around? It wasn't there. It indicated that. Don't you think? I'm not sure if you agree on the cliches. No, stop there, it's not possible. He gave me his definition of an inspiring woman. For his honor, I won't say what it is, but frankly, it's not high-flying. Clemence is an inspiring woman. She even told you herself, I am the definition of an inspiring woman. Of course. I find perfection by my side every time, and I say to myself, incredible. There's a roundabout, Clemence. That's it, we've done it. There's a big hill there. There are guards, all that. Look at this big hill. Oh, the huge hill. Do you think we can turn around there? No, I don't think so. It looks like there's construction. Oh, the crazy hill. What are you doing? We're stopping. Ah, you're doing a hill start. To test the hill start assist, which is very handy. Look, there, I release and I restart. We have the small 136 horsepower version. We have too much the impression of hurting a car. It's going to reverse camera, 360 degrees this time. They put real cameras on the side. It looks like that queen. No, but you saw the slope. We are almost lying down, frankly. It's not bad. It's to say that even on foot, we can't get there. Frankly, on foot, it would already make a good slope. Not bad, the cameras. It's still very practical. We see, well, not too much the impression of being treated a car. When you go to this point there in me, I love a hop drive. And we leave again. The direction is very fluid, that's pleasant there. The engine remains started. There is a beautiful golf, but it's super pretty. You're going to play them. I'm very bad at golf. I broke a golf club once. A friend who was doing the French championships of golf tells me, go ahead, you can try. He told me, don't worry, it's super solid. And I hit first the club broken in two. Frankly, we could write a book about Nico's anecdotes. I don't know what you're doing, but you're getting too much shit. I try everything, in fact, in life. My goal is to test everything, the maximum of possible things. I want to test planes, helicopters, boats, speedboats, jet skis, cars, motorcycles, bicycles, scooters. I want to try everything. Yeah, I agree with you, but I do it well. I don't break things. And you, obviously, I am the inspiring woman. You know, I do things well. I am perfect. I won't say more about the global positioning system guidance. For example, the inspiration came to you like I might surprise you, but I am an excellent co-pilot, except that on my road books, I put a 500, by the way. I am wrong. A G and a 500 to have the left and the right. I do it before the specials. I really like this entertainment episode on the new C4 with Clemence. It's very nice. By the way, it's true that we had done the auto tour together. You had co-piloted me very well on the small roads of the special. I am very focused, yet spontaneous. Otherwise, my left and my right I don't have. But otherwise, I'm a very good co-pilot. And I had finished third in the car tour when I had really done the whole thing. Not so bad. There, you see, there's the noise that's annoying me a little bit, the overspeed limit. So I think we have a shortcut here. Speed limit alert, we remove it. Thank you, Citroën, for making this shortcut. That's right, it's just that with CarPlay, we always have a shortcut. Apple forces car manufacturers to have CarPlay in just 2 clicks. Did you know that? Ah, it comes from Apple. Yes, it's Apple that requires the brands. Yes, but it's very good. But even in terms of safety, it's super important because if you start digging through the menu, normally most brands, to go back to CarPlay, you press home. And you always have CarPlay somewhere with just one touch afterwards. But not all brands do this. There are still some that don't do it. I can't think of any that don't do it. No, for me, it's mandatory. If you have CarPlay, you have to have it for quick access. Well, we're finally at 50 kilometers per hour, Clemence. So we're really going to test the comfort, the cruise control. How does it work? But in the city, it's great. Assist, I want an assist, 50 kilometers per hour. In the city, we're good. And I find that it's a car that is still made for everyday use. I find that the interior, the habitability, the practicality of storage, etc. Well, it's not bad. You have a bit of storage everywhere that are not so small. They are not giants, but they are not so small. It's not the equivalent of what we have in a Peugeot. It's very deep. No, it could have been a little bigger here. It's okay here, it's okay. This is big, you see, we are here. So there is just this part that is very compact, very closed with the mirror, that is huge here in the center, but the windows are big, you see. It's still quite good. I have this, my level 2 driving. You see, I love here, for example, it's 50 here, we get bored very quickly. I confirm to you I'm bored. And the truck is going to hit you because it thinks you're going way too slow. It smells like games. You can tell that the 50s are very respected here. If I'm not mistaken, the Terramar circuit is not very far from here. I believe it's even over there, or something like that. I think it's there, that's it. Yes, that's it, the Terramar Autodrome, I think. I'm not talking nonsense. Well, at 50, you see, it's still quite safe. There we climbed a little bit, so he dropped a gear. Afterwards, I don't have an outline, I have nothing. I'd like some more details. You can't modify there. Also, I didn't reset my consumptions. We're going to reset. I provide the real consumption simultaneously. We're going to do some highway driving. We're going to do a little bit of everything. We should be reaching a faster road soon. Well, at 50, in any case, it's very pleasant. Yes, yes. For this pace. This car is designed for the city, making it perfect for the 3050 model. Honestly, there's nothing to say. I haven't tested the steering yet, but you say it's not bad. Yes, it's quite flexible, which doesn't surprise me. We have a large steering wheel with flat spots. Honestly, it's not too bad. Even if I let go, like when I accelerate slightly, with this improved micro-hybridization, I simply release the accelerator. Oh no, but I'm in charge, I don't have the free wheel. But if I let go, I don't have my outline. For me, the engine has cut off. We are on electric. Yes. We have small electric phases, but I admit that the outline we will try to find if we can have it, but I would like, in mode, you have 3 modes, we have 3 modes, and it does not give more info. What I admit, well, we test the sport mode often, sometimes it made us a thing. Nothing at all that changes just a little, and there you cannot change your menu, no, but you do not have a lot of info. There's very little info, and in your display you have stuff. No, I just have the speed and the driving aids. Yeah, so it's good. Well, at least you're not distracted. What? And for me there, we are charging, and the engine cut off, I think, because we do not hear more engine, I agree, and I recharge a little. So this small buffer battery that will help us just have phases when we will stop, etc. It anticipates a little the start and stop. In fact, it's a kind of big start and stop. So there we are at 70. We will make a 70 120 Clement. It was ready. We could have done the 0 to 100. Here we will do after the feet floors. It brings us 90 100, 200 620. It's too good. 136 horses is enough. It's the first time we hear a little engine exactly. At the same time, it's a strong acceleration. Yeah, frankly, it's not bad. We will get back to 90, see a little what it gives. So 90 regulator there, it's your favorite toy, that. But me, I never use it, but I have. If I put that, I end up this year a nap at the wheel. It's frankly discouraged. No, me just actually, I find that when I'm like that, actually, I'm bored. While there you are, I look a little left, right, and I know that the car will do the job well. It will stay between the lines there. It works rather, not bad. It's adapted. Adaptive centering of, see, you see me, I do not touch anything. Clemence, we can drink a little coffee. Hello, enchanted. It does not phrase you me. I have not yet to my confidence now. They are even reliable. I drive all the time with that there. It seems to work rather well. Then the lines are very well traced. Full sun, it's what is. Fortunately, it works well. Some brands, even when it rains. That, me, sometimes I do not see she reads perfectly. I do not know how it's done because it's with the contract of cameras, but not all. It's for that UR cars that are pass next to us. It was rather well to the horizontal. We have a simple glazing, still quite thin, but a tension car that passes strong. You go out. Frankly, nickel. Frankly, it goes nickel. We see that they put everything on the comfort. We are well, and even at 90, very little noise of wind and others. No, it's frankly me. I find it not bad until there we are. Well, in fact, we will do it in planned sequence, this thing. We will laugh. You spent an hour with us, and you will see as he is talkative. While I don't say a word. Just to prove me wrong, you're not going to say another word. So Barcelona, sigues. Heading to Barcelona. And then heading to Montserrat. Montserrat, which is a beautiful place. I believe it's even a pilgrimage site. It's a bit of a religious thing. Yes, I believe there's a monastery. Yes, that's possible. It seems to me. Every time we go there, but we don't really go into the natural part. I love this place because the mountains are sublime, especially with a little sun. You mentioned Barcelona city, Jess, but actually, no, it's not there. There was a white line we weren't permitted to cross. Yes, but I thought you had positioned yourself poorly. Am I a manly type of person? Yes, I am a man. I never make a mistake. Never. That, Clemence, is in our nature. Well, that I know. Clemens, I know that there are still around 200,000 women who watch this channel, even though it's been some months. But yes, because women are interested in cars. We are unsure how to address these issues. Exactly, so we're counting on you. What do you have to say to them? Well, that's the question. Women are diverse individuals, so I can't speak for all of them as if they were a single entity. Ladies, don't hesitate. At night. At night? And well, it doesn't change much in terms of lighting. Lighting, nothing at all. Look, it's lit at your phone level. I don't really know what it's for. It's just the catch-all here. Lit, no in there, no. There's no lighting, but what impresses me the most is the tunnel. And it's still very quiet. We have a brand new tar. But there are still trucks behind, and I find that it's well soundproofed even if I accelerate a little bit. No, frankly, the sound, it's quite low. Frankly, I didn't expect it. Finally, I didn't really know what to expect. I think Citroën, you see, it's become a bit of the low-cost brand of the group. You see, that's why they made the C3 inexpensive and it's accessible. But they're right, they need to find a positioning. In a group like Stellantis, the problem is that we no longer know who is positioned where, and they are right to become a bit the low-cost brand of the group. Are the new cameras able to see us? Being a bit visible isn't too concerning. What's your opinion on the new cameras and sound? You should be able to hear us well now. Investment for 2025, just to please you. You see, there are little camera things up there that move with the mics and everything. People don't see it, but we do. I didn't get what you said about it. Look, there are two things moving. Well, yes, that's us. That's good, we're like that. We can see a little bit better. Oh, yes. Well, it's better because we couldn't see my knee. It was frustrating me. Yes, my knee is still bothering me, despite working on it a lot during the holidays. It's a beautiful meniscus, nice kneecap. The kneecap, I rounded it a bit. It's better. I haven't been skiing yet. So it's 90 here, the tunnels, each time. We still pick you up. We take a short break to pick you up on the highway. And then the small roads where it will be a little dynamic since there is still a sport mode. Even if it's not necessarily a sports car, we're still going to try it. It's to see the versatility. With the available space, you believe you can take a trip. It'll be interesting to position ourselves at the back later. When you drive, I'll position myself at the back, but there's not much suspense. In my view, it's good due to the ample space. It seems like there's a lot of space, and you seem to be for rear seats that are slightly held on the sides. We'll see that when we're on the small roads. I'll go sit and you can drive. If you're serious, I'll drive you, please. Quick point, while a train just passed right in front of us, Monday in start and stop. We drove 24.85 miles, averaging 3.29 miles Arch H, not driving calmly. Roads at 85, 5.93 miles Arch H, no big acceleration. Making a detour for a highway, as I like to show all road types. We'll meet on the highway where I'll do a 0-100 for Clemens, who loves it. Switching to sport mode for maximum speed. Let's go. 30, 40, 50, 57, 61, 70, 74. 82, 86, 90, 100, I would say. 8 seconds like that, the city is roughly in sight, born as it is written in the brochure. We would wait. We could have believed that I had a hidden talent for stopwatch. It's a bit lame as a talent. It can be useful. I don't know the condition, but there it is. But I found this 0 to 100 perfect. It doesn't hurt. We don't faint. It's perfect. I preferred the 0 to 100 when I took you in the Taycan. What a suffering. If you want to see Clement suffer, watch the video of the Taycan and the 5.6. It was very nice. I really enjoyed that moment. So that was you who were a passenger earlier with the seat pushed back. I didn't move it so that it would give me an idea. So like this Nico in the back. Let's go, Mom. You're already good in terms of habitability, because you who are tall, it still has a bit of a coupe silhouette, and you don't seem too bad, at least in the back. So when you turn a little bit, like this, I have a little lateral support. The seat is still quite open. It's nice to put in the back a little bit, because usually I never have a driver, and usually I'm always alone, me, yeah. But making videos with me, oh yeah, because you talk too much again. We always come back to the level of lateral support. So on the right, I feel like I don't have too much support. I have a little bit on the left when I come in support, but less on the right. It's still quite special. At the level of the head, I have a little bit of room left. It's okay. I hear a bit more rolling noises, which come from the rear wheels because it makes a bit resonance box here with all the plastic that I don't have on the front. But anyway, it's not serious. It's for the one who buys the car. The most important, yes, those who are behind, they don't have much choice. I want to say they buy their cars. Clémence, I don't think so. We've arrived a bit at 120 kilometers per hour. But yes, we didn't believe it anymore. It's 1 o'clock. After 5 hours of driving, we managed to find a piece at 75 miles per hour. 120, so it's the highway in Spain. We have to travel 12 miles at a speed of 75 miles per hour. Like this, it will give us a mix for the moment. We've completed 54 miles with an average of 3.5 miles, which is quite good. The soundproofing is still really decent. Honestly, it doesn't change. We just hear a little bit of wind noise. There's no music. You can hear some light wind noise, but it's only noticeable if you're nitpicking. We're pretty good, the trucks and others, we hear them, but slightly like earlier. Honestly, it's not bad. We still don't have a contour. We searched. We didn't find a contour since earlier. Put yourself at 130 a little bit. Yes, Jeff, please, Clements. When we relaunch, honestly, the engine, we hear it very slightly, and then like that, I don't touch my steering wheel. 130, you put it at 130, 1+, well done. In front, he slowed down a little bit, but we did a little bit. Honestly, there is very little difference. What bothers me is just not having a contour to give you a base to a landmark. He pushes himself a little bit, it's going to accelerate a little bit. The engine is quite discreet and well soundproofed. 130, you see the difference anyway between 100 and 130. There is a little more air noise. That's why I really like to make the difference. We hear a little more at the level of the mirrors, and on the top, it still remains good. It remains good. Honestly, you don't need to scream. It's not tiring, in my opinion, in the long term. On long trips at 130, the engine, we hear more presence. In fact, we don't really hear the engine, but we hear that there is something that turns and makes a sound atmosphere in the cabin, but it's really not ridiculous for a Citroën. I found that the Citroën Advance Face is still less well soundproofed, others, and there it's not bad at all, but indeed it's part of the comfort, so they were right to work on it because it's still their flagship argument is comfort, and they're honestly good point, and in the seats and all we are good. Yeah, good. We continue like this until arrival in 36 kilometers. You redo a small console point, we stay at 120 and 10 points and debrief. No shit here, no. Now the 3 times, please. For the 3 times, clemency has therefore bring me back alive at the hotel. 127 kilometers achieved. 5.4 average. We did a little bit of highway. There was about 20 kilometers, and the rest, then it was 90 and 98.0. A little bit of city at the end. 5.4 average on 127 kilometers. It's still not bad. It's not bad. Honestly, the mountain, there was some climbing. We went through stuff we didn't film, but like that really, like the coast at the beginning, it's really not ridiculous. Honestly, it's very good. We didn't act like brutes, but finally we drove it as it drives, and in a way, it leads to drive calmly, kindly. And me, honestly, well, it's super good. Honestly, it's very good in town, on the highway. It's super pleasant. So it could almost be a road car. An engine a little bit bigger would make it really perfect to maybe have a little more dynamic and other boosts. But that's what gives it a very soft side too. We're not going to lie about the boosts, but at the same time, you don't feel vulnerable either when you want to overtake a truck. No, frankly, I liked it. There, yeah, me too. Little conclusion. We go out sun, all that. If there is sun, especially, we're going to eat because I'm hungry. Eat, go quickly. So after spending a day with this car, so the new Citroën C4, what do we think? Well, it's a car that is frankly pleasant. Look, evolves, that's really up to you to choose if you like. You don't like so little evolution. The previous C4 already had a look, quite a typical there. We almost have the impression it's a little bit like a 408, but with other airs, it's a little bit a mix of everything. We have these kinds of sedan that are a little bit raised. It really changes compared to what was done before. The color, I like it changes, so it's not necessarily the most colorful thing. I would have preferred something more impressive, but I understand that people who buy this type of car prefer to be discreet. So it goes well with the two-tone, a nice little contrast. What's nice is always this suspension, comfort. this seat comfort, so they're quite open seats. We're comfortable in them for driving. It's nice, even in terms of sound and others. It's a pleasant car. I liked it. In short, simplicity, but with everything in the end, we have the driving aids, we have comfort, we have a little bit of space, we have trunk space. In short, it makes it something quite homogeneous. And in the end, why not? There you go. Then it's up to you to say, is this something that interests me for this price? It also exists in an electric version. Are you still thermal, or do you want to go directly to electric, since we know that little by little it's going to go there, even if at the moment we know that people are still hesitant about electric, but why not? Electric for someone who's only going to use it in the city and just wants comfort without saying, there you go, I'm going to make extremely long trips very often. Well, why not? There we still had 800 kilometers indicated on the dashboard when we had the tank full. I'm still this kind of car. The engine, so with the new 1.236 horses, I find that it's a very good compromise. The engine was not too forced, even uphill and others on mountain roads. With two people with the trunk a little bit loaded, it's rather pleasant. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in future tests soon. Bye.